going on, folks? What's going on? JABOT, like Jabo. JABOT, just a beer or two. Are you guys ready for this? You're gonna get sick of it, but
West Coast Clouds and TBV Labs is proud to present Dead Man's Hand Elixirs Whiskey Barrel Aged E-Liquid. These elixirs are aged for 2 months in white French oak whiskey barrels. Dead Man's Hand Elixirs are triple filtered, then microfiltered for guaranteed purity. Choose from 4 delicious dessert-inspired flavors, using a unique and specialized whiskey barrel aging process delivering deep, rich, sophisticated, and complex flavors. Dead Man's Hand Elixirs are soaked in the finest small batch bourbon. Now packaged in Canada at TBV Labs and distributed by West Coast Clouds. Dead Man's Hand Elixirs. Whiskey aged, bourbon soaked e-liquid.
what up, folks? What up? What's going on? What's up? What's happening? What's shake-a-lakin'? What's shakalackin'? So, I'm a little late. I'm a little late for the party, but we watched some interesting stuff today, didn't we? Yeah, no, Jabo's not here. Risky Luke, what's going on, my friend? Dan Colby, hello. We're just we're starting something new here. This is the just a beer or two segment. You know, there's a little short live chitty chat, chit chat. Tell Dan he's an ass clown. Risky Luke says, Dan, you're an ass clown. I think you and Luke need to have a chat with each other. What's going on, Roger? How you doing, man? Oh, Risky's still going off. He's over in Twitch, giving you shit, Dan. He's calling you out in Twitch. You better get your shit together over here. Okay, so tonight on Just a Beer or Two, we're having some delicious craft beers. We are having I'm drinking a beer right now. It's almost empty, so I'm a little bit ahead of the game on everybody. But this is a beer crafted in Port Moody. It is called Orange Slices. It is a Citra Double IPA by Twin Sails Brewing. It is a limited release. It is 8.2% alcohol. Hoo-hoo! It has a IBU, a bitterness rating of 52. It is called Orange Slices. It is fantastic. It is on its way out. There'll be something new, I think, over at the shop, but it is fantastic. It's delicious. It's got just enough of orange in there that it doesn't really feel like you're not drinking a beer. You know what I mean? Plus, it's 8.5%, so you can hear I've already said it, I'm not saying it properly. Yeah, Dan, you're going to have to go on Twitch to deal with that Risky Luke guy. I don't know what his deal is over there, but you guys are going to have a chat and decide what's going on with your ass clown. Ooh, Twin Sails, that's a nice light biscuit malts and citric hops. Oh, Luke knows. Oh, Dan's. There it is. Mr. Colby's joined in on the Twitch session here. We're all over the place. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on Mixer. We're on, what else are we on? We're on Vapors TV. Did you know Vapors TV is still a thing? Apparently it's still a thing. It's still happening. Oh, baby. Let's see what we can do about that side little studio camera over there. Where is that one? Studio cam. Yeah, it's a little bright. There we go. That's better. That's better. Not that you guys can really see much there, but just having some beer, says Dan. Just having a beer. Luke, a beer is good. Luke, a beer is God. A beer is good. A beer is God. Luke is Dan's belly button lover. Oh ho ho! Belly button lover, eh? What do you like to do? Do you stick your finger in his belly button? How does this work? How do you guys deal? I love that. I love that I can see the chat from all of the streams in one window. I can see all you guys bickering at it. I should probably just screen capture this. Let's see if I can do that. I mean, I know I can do it. Display capture. Main monitor. You guys are gonna get a little inverse going on here. It's gonna get a little crazy here for a second. Look at, you guys are in the abyss. This is the abyss of what I look at. So obviously it doesn't trail down windows like that. But so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this little portion of the chat right there, and I'm gonna take this side. I'm going to bring it right over here. Oh, come on, mouse. Oh, look, I'll even leave it so you can see where it's coming from. Look at that. Now we got a little chat window. We can, oh, I don't want to cover up Lucy's too much. You know what? You guys know what's there. There we go. There. Now you guys can see the chat flow of things here. I don't want to cover up too much, eh? Well, maybe I'll bring this down a bit so we get like right there. And then I can bring that back up here. And I can make it a little bit bigger, just so you guys can get a little fun action here. Where should I sit that? Probably just, you know, there's no real good spot for it. But I'm just going to plop it right over here in the corner, so everybody can see what's going on. Look at all those. Look at those nasty comments. Look at those nasty comments going on. I've got my iPad on Twitch and my phone on Facebook. There you go. That's multitasking right there. I believe in you, Dan. I believe in you. I believe in you. Shouldn't you guys be watching like Game of Thrones or something? Some kind of other entertainment other than this fucking ugly mug? You guys can hear the tunes, eh? The tunes are coming in. I like the tunes tonight. Tunes are good. I have the power. I have the power. Risky says FWIW. Dan's wife is way better of a human being. Shots fired. Shots fired. Let's get those shots fired. Everybody all at once. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you get the nice little studio cam here. You get the good cloud flow, eh? Love it, love it, love it. Game of Thrones, haha, says James. And don't even get me started on James and Sam. Oh, wow, what's going on? What's going on? Do we have some beef going on in the chat? What's going on here? Sam says, yeah, but this is live and I can watch TV shows at any time. That's fair. I appreciate that because that's, you know, sometimes I sit here and I'm like, you know what? I could go live, but I could not. And then I'm like, oh, well, you know, maybe I only got half an hour, but maybe people don't give a fuck. Maybe you just go live anyways. But here we are. Talking about the shit, shooting the shit. Shooting the shit. Dan Risky says, give her a hug from me and Fiona, dude. Will do. I like that you guys can now see the chat window here. You guys can see what's going on both platforms. All platforms. We even have my brother tuning in from Mixer. Mixer is a Microsoft Xbox streaming platform. It's Microsoft's Twitch, as far as I understand. Oh, someone's watch is going off. Remember, kids, when you're vaping, first of all, if you're gonna pound water, take care of your beard because it'll get stuck in there. But if you're vaping, like I'm vaping, like a maniac, hydrate yourself. Remember, hydration is the key. It's good. It's good. Risky says, yo, Nick, you need to get some more stuff from Twin Sails. Stiff Peaks, Canadian Heavyweight, and Single Whammy are all excellent beers. Well, next up, while we're speaking of beers, here, let me make sure I'm finished this one first. I like Twin Sails. Twin Sails is good. But I'm going to introduce you guys to, and you might not have heard of it because they're from Squamish, a company called Backcountry. They're based in Squamish, BC. Now, this one I'm holding in my hand, I'm not going to adjust the focusing, so you can just suck a dick. There you go. It's in focus now. There you go. It's in fucking focus. Deal with it. So this isn't my favorite one. I grabbed this one because I just noticed the local liquor store just started stocking it. But Backcountry is my favorite. Backcountry is my favorite brand of beer. And to be fair, when I say my favorite brand of beer, you could probably drink all of them. They almost all taste similar, but it's delicious. It's delicious. And so this one is called Galaxy IPA. The one I like to drink is called Widowmaker. It is it's a little bit different. This is 6.6 alcohol. It's called Dead of Night. And as you can tell, their theme is obviously, backcountry stuff. Because that's kind of where I live, is close to the backcountry stuff. Squamish is very backcountry. You get the stars up in the label. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. They do some pretty good branding. On May the 5th, they had a Facebook ad or a video that they posted, and it's this little raft going down the river with a bunch of people in Star Wars costumes. And as they roll down the river, it pans, and you see this bottle, Galaxy IPA, kind of sitting nested in the river perfectly as they pan over to it. And it says, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. That was, it was great. They do some really good content. I love it. Okay, backtracking here. I rambled on a little bit. Dan says Sturgeon Brewing Co. is coming into town here. It's going to be nice to have a brewer 4 blocks away. Oh, that was the beautiful thing about Squamish, man. You just go up into that brewery and they had pizza. They had great food. It was delicious. Eva says LMFAO. David says, to be fair. Oh, did I miss something? To be fair, Widowmaker is more subtle. Oh, you know the Widowmaker, eh? Luke knows the Widowmaker. Widowmaker is more subtle, and that one has more spice. Yeah, this one does. I was just gonna say that. Luke. Yeah, you do a beer show, don't you? Fuck, it just clued into my head. I remember Sam saying that the other day. You run a live beer show. Fuck, I don't know why I didn't think about this. Yeah, no, you're totally right. This has a little more fucking spice to it. It's almost, it almost burns the throat like, it burns the throat like a vape that might have more PG in it. You know what I mean? It has that kind of, effect on the back of the throat. That's awesome that you know Backcountry. I love Backcountry. Widowmaker is my favorite by far. I can drink that shit all night, which is bad because you'll get 2 or 3 in and you're fucked up, right? It was kind of my comparison to what was it? Driftwood. I used to drink Driftwood quite a bit. What's going on, Justin, man? How you doing? How you doing, man? You should be getting pineapple from that beer. This one, the Galaxy pineapple. A little bit. A tiny little bit. Not enough for me to define the fact that there would be pineapple in it. You know what I mean? I get it. I get like the rind from the pineapple. I don't get like a juicy pineapple flavor from it. Galaxy is a hop from Australia. See, I don't know all those things. I went out when we were in Ontario, or when we were in Edmonton. I forget where I am half the time. When we were in Edmonton, we went to somewhere, and I can't remember where we went. It was just a regular burger place. But one of the gentlemen that was with me, I can't remember his name for the life of me. I met so many goddamn people. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, I talked to him. He knows craft beers," and I was like, "Oh, I love craft beers." And I started talking a little bit of craft beers. But then he started chiming in, and he knew so much more than I did that I felt like a fucking noob. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm around people that are ordering lagers all the time, and like Danny loves lagers. Danny's always drinking lagers. I'm like, take me to a craft beer place, and he's like, fuck. It's like, fuck. We got to go somewhere where there's fucking weird beers. Okay, and we get there, and the first thing he'll do is, what's that lightest beer again? I'm like, it's a lager. If you see a lager, just go for the lager. You like Budweiser's, Canadians? Like, yeah. Okay, just get a lager. And most of the times it's okay, but... Justin says we have like 4 breweries in Penticton. You know what's funny? I don't think I ever went to one when I was there. I lived in Kelowna for like 6 months. And we went out a lot. We definitely went out a lot. We went to that one place that was right next to wherever we watched a hockey game. There was a place in Kelowna that was right next to an arena. We went there quite a few times, and then we would look for random weird places to like shoot and record our podcast for buying and selling cars. Oh, it was funny. You have 15. Risky Luke says he has 15 ounces of Galaxy hop in his freezer. What are you going to do with that? Yeah, you know what? The spice from the is it the Galaxy hop that gives it that spice in the back? Dan says Sneaky Weasel isn't too bad. I grabbed a 6-pack when I was in Williams Lake last year. Yeah, see, that's the one thing that's interesting. When I go up to like Ontario, obviously nothing that I drink here is available there. It's very rare. Like, you might see Steamworks up there, and I love Steamworks. Steamworks is great. Flagship IPA is pretty damn close to something like a Widowmaker, at least in my opinion. I'm going to brew fucking beer with it, says Risky Luke. Yeah, well, that makes sense. I got a buddy of mine that we've been doing we've been kind of silently in the dark recording a podcast about DIY. That's what we call the podcast, DIY. It's DIY wine. We're talking about how to make wine at home and all the things you can do that doesn't really cost you much money, and it's not really that difficult. But our plan is to do a lot of experimenting and record that in the podcast and talk about it and talk about the results and how, like, you know, if you're really keen and you're an entrepreneur and you want to like start a wine company, you could, while you're in your dorm room, learn how to make wine. You know, learn the basics, learn everything about it. It's super simple, right? Like, okay, I gotta backtrack here a bit. I'm gonna brew fucking beer with James says Luke makes his own beer. Fuck yeah. I assume so by now. That's what we got into there. I know my uncle used to brew beer. It wasn't that great, but at the time I was a lot younger, and I don't think I really appreciated beer like that. You know, when you're young and you're first getting into beer, it is lagers. I used to think craft beer was gross. I used to think anything with hops or that bitterness was nasty, but it's only recently that I find that there's a lot of craft beers now that all taste really good. And even when I first got into craft beers, there wasn't really a lot of really good ones. I would drink them because I liked trying new things and all that stuff, but it was very rare that I would find one and be like, oh, this one's really good. James says, oh, Junior, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Goofall, IBCO in Ontario. I don't know what that is. Is that the liquor branch? I mean, we have BCLC here in BC. I don't know what you mean. Junior, I don't know what you're saying to me. Risky says, dude, hit Risky Business on Stitcher. Let's do a collab. Fuck yeah. And when you're in Ontario next, you need to message me, dude. Okay, so when I'm in Ontario, I go to London. And to be fair, I don't venture far from there, and I likely won't. Usually because, like, we're doing work, and there's no time to really be going off too far. And that doesn't mean that I wouldn't make an attempt to come somewhere. I'm just saying that usually when I'm in Ontario, it's like I'm there. I'm in London, and I'm in the lab, and when we're done the lab, we go to somewhere, hopefully within 15-20 minutes away, that we can go and have some craft beer. Storm Brewing, we went there. That was decent. I went to a place called the Pharmacy or something like that. It's Craft Pharmacy, and they had some interesting beers there. I know Sons of Kent. I know someone. I know the daughter of the guy who runs Sons of Kent. I believe that's how the story goes. Something like that. I can't type LCBO. I'm in the middle of the show. I mean, I could. I don't know if the mic will pick it up. Hey, Google, what does LCBO stand for?
On the website acronyms.thefreedictionary.com, they say, acronym, definition, LCBO, Liquor Control Board of Ontario.
Liquor Control Board of Ontario.
Google Home app.
See? Google is fantastic. Thank you, Google. I appreciate that. Liquor Control Board of Ontario. What
I don't understand.
Oh, no, Google, we're done. Cancel, Google. At least it didn't ask me to buy something. Okay, so what did you say? Where was it? All liquor. I don't understand still. I still don't understand. Now that I know what LBCO is, I still don't understand your comment. Oh, God. Okay. There needs to be more places that serve good scotch, says James. You know what? I've tried to get into scotch and whiskey. So here's a little background to me and booze. And like, I don't know everything there is to know about booze. I'll give you this right now. I don't know everything there is to know about craft beer. I am the Joe that knows just a little bit of a little bit of a little bit of a little bit. I know a lot about... I know a little about a lot and a lot about a little. Does that make sense? Did I say that right? So I used to, in my background, my history of work is restaurants. I started off as a busser when I first was like 15, 16 years old. Moved up to being a runner, an expo, then a bartender, a server, and then a manager, and a little bit of cooking. And I did a little bit of everything in that sense. And I enjoyed it. And so as I got older and I progressed into it, I did more of managing restaurants, and I did a lot of bar managing, and we would make cocktails, and I enjoyed whiskey, but I never really got to the point of, I don't know, really enjoying it. Like, I could make a mean fucking old fashioned. I can make a mean, good fucking old fashioned, but at the same time, I still find myself sitting down at a bar and going, what do you have as an IPA on tap? Okay, do you have anything that's a little bit on the citrus side? Blah, blah, blah. It's something a little bright with the... no, okay. So I just find myself going straight to craft beer all the time, right? It's just, whiskey hasn't been something that I've got into, but I do understand the appreciation for it. I wish I could appreciate it more, because then I think maybe there'd be something there. I would love to get back into that kind of business, something like that. Running an entire restaurant or running an entire bar is a very costly operation. It's not necessarily something that I necessarily want to be worrying about or losing sleep over. But I do enjoy it a lot, and I obviously do enjoy socializing with people and all that kind of thing. But, if it was anything, it'd be a very small operation. Anyways, I've been rambling on and on and on a little bit too much here, but Ryan Green says, this guy's voice is so soothing coupled with his glorious beard. Well, thank you. Here I am thinking, oh, fuck, I'm sitting here just talking way too much. Well, I appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you. I know shit about fuck all. Well, risky, that, you know what, then I love it even more because you know what, people always say like Joe Rogan doesn't know shit. Well, he doesn't, but he says it all the time. Joe's always telling you, look, I'm not an expert. I don't know everything, but I'm interested and I remember things and I can ask great questions because I'm curious. So, I mean, no matter what the subject is. So, for example, like the DI Wine podcast that I was talking about, I know nothing about making wine, but my friend does. My friend who's on the podcast, my co-host, where you say he's probably more the host, but I just know how to ask good questions, and I'm curious about how you make this wine, which makes it very interesting because I don't actually make wine myself. When he comes on the show and we talk about making wine, I have genuine questions that perhaps something like the regular population would think about. Oh, well, what, really? You can do that? Well, what if it lends to knowing fuck all can lend to having better conversation in a way, especially if you're open-minded and you're interested in the topic and you really genuinely want to learn about whatever's going on, or you have an interest in it at least, right? James says, Ryan, you beautiful man. I'm a little behind here because of all the ranting. Ryan Green says, my beautiful friend James and his wife Sam. How are you guys? You guys, there's so much love. I love it. James says, great, brother. We're doing awesome. You guys can read all these things. I don't really need to read them out, Ryan. And I love that Luke can at least everybody can get involved in the chat because it's posted right there. Even if you're on Twitch or you're on Mixer or you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook or you're on whatever you're on. That's why I always forget its opposite. That's why this chat window exists. I'm slouching. Ryan Green. Oh, okay, what do we got here? I heard the Coonies are nice this time of year. You shut your mouth. You shut your little mouth right now. Cornflakes whiskey, delicious homebrew. And Kate, Dan, I'm impressed you caught on to that. I'm impressed you caught on to that because I said something about whiskey and I finished it by saying there might be something there. There might be something there. Look, have any of you this I had the idea of running the cable from my headphones behind my back, but it's being a little bit of a pain in the ass. Have any of you ever had neutrals or nudes or all these new drinks that are coming out that say vodka soda, 0 sugar? Have you thought about this for a minute? Dylan, how you doing, my friend? How you doing? That's the one thing I don't get to see when I'm doing it this way is that I don't get to see who's joined the chat. When I watch just straight Facebook, it shows me who's joining, right? But now I'm just using this OBS. I'm using everything built in with Restream so I can see everybody chatting all at once. I can reply in the chat, but it won't go to Facebook. It'll go to every other platform. Everybody say hi to Dylan. Dylan's in the house. Sam says, I'm great. How are you? Dan says, make a nice mash with frosted flakes and run it through a still. I don't know how far I would go with that. I don't think there'd be any crazy processing because you're limited to what you can do. There should be no so the idea is there's no distilling going on, right? Like I can't be distilling I could, but you shouldn't be distilling liquor in your business. I worked at a restaurant, and it was very interesting. I worked at this restaurant. They made me the fucking manager, and it was a fucking nightmare because the owner had no idea what he's doing. But look, I worked at a restaurant where they put vodka in a container. It was like a 6-liter, 10-liter bucket, and you would fill it with vodka. We would buy the cheapest fucking vodka you could get from the liquor board. And we'd fill this whole thing with liquor, and then we would take a piece of salmon, and we would put the salmon in the vodka. We would just drop it in. Just drop it in. And just let this piece of salmon soak in the vodka. That's okay. There's nothing wrong going on here yet. But what actually is going wrong is that we shouldn't be doing this necessarily like at the bar and then putting it in the fridge, and like there needs to be a whole system of when was the last time vodka, because they would top it up with more vodka as they used the vodka. They would let the salmon sit in there, the vodka would get used, and the vodka would go into a bottle, right? And then as that thing deplenished, you would fill it up with more vodka. But at this point now, you don't really know much about dates or how long. Like, there's just so many things that go into production that aren't being accounted for when you're doing something like that. Yeah, I don't know. So my idea with the whiskey and stuff like that is that you don't necessarily start a whiskey brand or anything like that. But if you run a bar and you make cocktails, or you know people that run bars and make cocktails, you could create, in essence, a flavoring compound for the whiskey. And the reason I brought up vaping, or I'm reading comments and saying them out loud. The reason I brought up Nude and Neutral and all these vodka drinks that say they have no sugar, it's the same kind of thing. Like, for example, we have what is the percentage? 0.06. What accounts for 1 milligram of nicotine? Like, you can have nicotine in a vape up to a certain percentage before you actually have to say that it has nicotine in it. So the same thing is applied to things like Nude and all these things. When there's no sugar in it, or they say no artificial flavorings, well, they're not necessarily lying, because if there's only 0.06 or 0, whatever the case is for them, 0.09, whatever it is in there, they don't necessarily have to say it. Or maybe the sugar was in there and through the distilling process it evaporates. Like, there's just flavoring is in everything, and especially when you're talking about a vodka that is mostly just soda water. How come it's sweet? How come the liquid is nearly clear? And you're telling me there's cranberry in there, and you're telling me it's just cranberry juice, but yet I'm getting a fair bit amount of flavor off of this cranberry. So, in essence, if you are putting cranberry juice in there, even cranberry juice with no sugar added still has sugar. So, I don't know. I'm drifting, and I'm shifting into another weird conversation, but that's, yeah. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I'm going to dip. Night, Sam, Ryan, Nick, fuck you, Jen, and James. You guys suck. Oh, God. Luke, we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you. Good night, Luke, says Sam, vaping and drinking beer. First in, first out. Always a rule of thumb when I was in the kitchen. First in, first out. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's fairly simple. It's fairly simple shit. If you work at a restaurant, like, fucking guy. Don't ever manage a restaurant for someone who's never run a restaurant before. That's just bad news, especially if you're good at doing it. You're gonna regret it later. Karen, what's going on, Karen? Karen. Did you get your package yet? Karen, did you get your package yet? Did you get your package yet? Welcome to the show. We're on our second beer. We're drinking Galaxy. What was it? Dead of Night. It's a Galaxy IPA from Backcountry. It is delicious. It's fantastic. going on? What's going on? What's going on? So we're you know what? It's all right. We shifted conversation a little bit, but that's why we're here. We're here to just have a beer or two and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. There was a while there where if I talked about myself. Wait, what did I read? Cranberries, a bad example. They're white cranberries. Oh, see, yeah, you're right. You're right. No, you haven't. Well, it's probably going to be there tomorrow. It's probably going to be there tomorrow. You're going to have a nice little delight. A nice little delightful treat in your mailbox. In your mailbox. Nicholas sends his package to everyone. That's not true, James. That's actually not true. Well, it depends on what you're talking about. But no, that's not true. I'm very stingy with who gets a sample pack or who gets a free package. There's a very strict, there's okay, it's not that strict, but you know how many samples I've sent out in my time? It's like, you know what? It's got to be organic. If you're listening to this and you would like to try this juice and you run a shop, I'm not going to chase you down. You got to ask me for it because it needs to come organically because it doesn't make sense for me to be sending out shit like randomly. Which I'll do sometimes. Sometimes it makes sense, but sometimes it makes sense. But you guys are such good supporters, and you know what? I appreciate you guys so much, and I don't ask anything from you guys, and you guys just it's amazing. So I will support you guys all the time, and you'll have to buy it at some point, but I love you guys, and where love is given, love will be given back. That's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. Funnel tunnel and a nice cold beer. You know what? I'm sad. You know why I'm sad? And I'm stupid. Why would I be sad? I don't have any funnel tunnel on me right now. I could go into the back right now and make some, but I'm not. I'm so lazy. I've got. You know why? You know why, Dan? I'm just not gonna go back there because I got some decoy right here, and that's what's happening right now. It's just what's happening. Organic juice samples. That's not what I meant. I meant organic as in like you found me. Oh my god. I'm still stained. You guys want to hear a funny story? So me and the wife are eating dinner and we're having fish tacos. They were halibut tacos. It was really good. And I decide that I want some hot sauce. So I go into the fridge. And I grab the bottle of hot sauce. And normally, just working in a restaurant, working duty, all this. I always shake shit before I use it. And I go to shake the fucking hot sauce. But I don't shake it. I shake it kind of like I shake like a fucking 1 liter, a 2 liter bottle of juice. Like I shake it side to side. So I'm shaking it and the lid's not on. And so I'm not even looking. I'm looking the other way and I'm shaking the bottle over here and I'm looking this way. And I'm shaking it and the wife goes, "Oh, no." And I look over and there's hot sauce spread across the entire fucking kitchen. Just in a zigzaggy kind of like almost as if you were decorating a plate at a restaurant. Except this was unintentional and I just decorated my fucking kitchen full of hot sauce. It was it was terrible. It was everywhere and clearly I'm still stained from the hot sauce. I just noticed when I lifted my hand up, there was a little bit. Yeah, that was my night. I littered my house full of hot sauce. Good stuff, I tell you. Good stuff. This is what happens. This is what happens on the Just a Beer or Two segment of this, which is brought to you by... Oh, that worked too. West Coast Clouds. West Coast Cloud. I think I just hit a spider web there. I think I just hit a spider web somehow there. Do you guys think the light in the background moves too fast? I feel like it's moving it's changing colors way too fast. It's on the speed dial or something. Wait, that doesn't even make sense. Why would it be on speed dial? I'm not calling it. I'm not making a phone call to them. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. Karen, thanks for stopping by. Have a great night. It's good to see you. Good to see your name pop up. I hope that package gets to you tomorrow. Let me know what you think of all the other things I sent you. All the other goodies. All the other goodies. I'd like to hear your feedback. That'd be fantastic. Thank you for coming by the show tonight. For some reason, it helps if I do that. When I do the voice, it helps if you see all this. You see these stridulating points on my neck. That's what makes me do such a good voice for this voice that I'm doing right now. Thank you very much for coming by, and we appreciate your time. What's in that beer, James? I put straight e-juice. I put decoy right in the beer. I was just like, oh, decoy, just right in the beer. So you better ask Dan what he's putting in this juice, because I don't know. He's talking about fish tacos. See, this is the key to just a beer or two. Make sure the two beers that we have and enjoy together are very high alcohol content. Actually, this one's only 6.6, so that's cheating. But I did have a Caesar or two while we were watching the, for those of you that caught the New York, shit, I forget already. Something Bay, fuck. God damn it. Just a beer or two, not helping me out. It is fast, isn't it? You know what? And now that you notice it, I'm going to have to fix it. See, there we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. It's a little slower. Kind of fades through. Right? There we go. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Are you guys cool with that? If you guys are cool with it, I'm cool with it. We can accept things and move forward. I appreciate that. Oh. That probably changed everything for a second. Well, guys, we're getting close. We're getting close. I think it's like right there. It's like halfway through. And it sounds like the wife's home, so you know that means it's end time. It's end game. It's game over. But it is 9:44, and for those of you in Edmonton, it's 10:44, right? Is that correct? And for those of you in Ontario, fuck, that's too far. Amanda Hope, how you doing? How you doing? That's a little bit faster. Yeah, okay, perfect, right? That's good now. Yes, it's good now. But now we're nearing the end of this show. We're nearing the end of this show. Just a beer or two is just about over. But yeah, I do have some things. To talk about. Maybe tomorrow I will do the real thing, the real deal, the real podcast. The talking about things that matter, not just about beer. But yeah, no, there's a couple of things I want to address, and yeah, if anyone has any ideas or if you want to partake. If you're not busy tomorrow, or you got some time tomorrow, let's say maybe in the evening, 6 or 7 my time, so 8 your time if you're in Edmonton, maybe 9 or 10 if you're in Ontario. But, you know, I'd love to have somebody on so we can shoot the shit together. A lot of times I just spend moments with this camera and this chat window right there. That one. So, yeah, it'd be cool if one of you guys would shoot the shit with me online. Don't be afraid. Don't be nervous. There's no expectations. We don't judge here. We don't judge here. I mean, we do. But we don't judge. Ooh, I'll be downstairs right away. What's happening? What is going on in the chat window right now? There's a I'm good, hi babe, and someone says I'll be downstairs right away. We are down as always. Well, James, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a group chat. I'm gonna message you tomorrow, James, Sam, Dan, you too. We should get all of you guys, all you diehard fans. Dan, James, Sam, you guys are my diehards, and Luke. We should get Luke in too, and we'll just do a Zoom chat. Alicia Painter's in the house. That's the wife. That's code word for I'm home. Shut the show down. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't say that. She never says that. She's very polite. She's very polite with the show. But it is time for me to boogie and scoot and you know, have my time with my family. But seriously, so James and Dan and Sam and anyone else, Luke, if you're still out there somewhere, let's do a Zoom conversation. Let's do a group conversation. I'll set it all up through OBS. We'll do it live. We'll push it through all the channels, and we'll shoot the shit. We'll all shoot the shit together. Don't worry. You don't need a microphone like this or lighting like this. You don't need any of that. All you need is yourself to be there. That's it. That's all you need. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with the new segment of Just a Beer or Two. Hey, Dylan, I appreciate you coming by, man. Hey, you're right, but you're still here. Seriously though, I appreciate you guys coming out. Maybe we'll keep this up. Maybe we can get Luke in on this. Maybe Luke can become the other half of Just a Beer or Two. The Just a Beer or Two segment on the Hesson Connection, the THC network, brought to you by West Coast Clouds. We're getting there, guys. It's like right here. It's like it's almost done. Just a Beer or Two is just about done. Yeah. So you guys got the drill. I told you the drill. You got it. You see what my shirt says? You probably can't fully see it. Vaping is a lifesaver. Flavors play a vital role. There's a few of you out there. Dylan, Pete, and who am I missing? There's another fella. I got some shirts coming to you guys. They've arrived. They're back. They're here. They're in the correct color. Vistaprint has made up for its bullshit. And that's where we're at. So yes, some shirts are coming. Some shirts are coming. Is Terrence in the house? See, I can't see that anymore. I love that I can see the chat window, but I can't see who's joining the chat. So what I'm going to have to do is probably next time, my laptop's dead. If you guys can see the studio cam over here, studio cam over there. My laptop is here, but the battery's dead on it. And once I went live, I didn't want to go inside and get it, so. That's not a bomb, though, beer. That's not a bomb, though, beer. That's not a bomb, though, beer. What is that? What are you trying to say here, James? James, have you had too many beers? Do we Samantha, what is James doing? What is he saying to me? That's not a bomb beer. That's not a bomb, though. That's not a bomb through beer. Oh, don't bomb through this beer. No. Is that what you mean? Don't like, it's not a beer that you like guzzle? No, I'm not trying to bomb through it. But I do drink craft beers fairly fast. I will admit that. But in reality, though, guys, I'm not going to sit here and finish this with you. I am going to leave. It's past your bedtimes. It's past my bedtime. And most importantly, folks, the wife is home, and it's time to go. I do appreciate you coming by. And it's okay, James. You just typed, wow. No, I missed something. You know what? The comments are going so. I'm not used to the comments going so fast, and this is gonna have to be something I'm gonna have to. I've had 2 beers watching this. Well, that's the idea. This is literally meant to be a segment of short broadcast, have a beer or two, shoot the shit. So I would prefer if I could have 4 screens at least of all of you guys doing a live segment so we can do a little bit more conversating in real time. Conversating. That's what I'm saying. Okay, guys, this is it. And you know what? I apologize. I really do. I apologize for... Now I want a beer, says Amanda. It's late. Amanda, it's late. If you haven't had a beer yet, don't get one now. It's just a waste if you have one now. Ooh, love from the hot tub. Who's in the hot tub? I can't... Am I missing a piece of the conversation? I'm definitely missing a piece of the conversation. Oh, for the love of God. For the love of sweet Lord. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. I apologize if you've seen this a million times, but I'm gonna show it again. It's just part of the drill. It'll be over. Give me a couple more days and it won't happen anymore. But listen, I appreciate you guys coming by, and we'll make this a little thing where we just shoot the shit at the end of the day, and have a beer or two and just talk about whatever. Like I love today. We talked about a lot of shit that wasn't vape related, and it was fantastic, and I love that. And I'd like to do it more with you guys. Although we need to focus tomorrow, and we need to talk about some real shit tomorrow. So let's do that tomorrow. See, Dan knows what's happening. Dan knows exactly what I'm saying. And Dan, I love you so much. The fact that you can read me from that far away. I love you guys. Have a great night. I miss you guys. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna have tomorrow's business time. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about some real shit. Let's talk about CVE. Let's talk about regulations. Let's talk about flavor bans. Let's talk about new bylaws. Let's talk about all of it. We're gonna talk about all of it. But for now, this is me saying goodbye. I love you. Good night, and have a fantastic evening. Have a great sleep, and don't forget about this gem of a gem.
West Coast Clouds and TBV Labs is proud to present Dead Man's Hand Elixirs Whiskey Barrel Aged E-Liquid. These elixirs are aged for 2 months in white French oak whiskey barrels. Dead Man's Hand Elixirs are triple filtered, then micro-filtered for guaranteed purity. Choose from 4 delicious dessert-inspired flavors, using a unique and specialized whiskey barrel aging process delivering deep, rich, sophisticated, and complex flavors. Dead Man's Hand Elixirs are soaked in the finest small batch bourbon. Now packaged in Canada at TBV Labs and distributed by West Coast Clouds. Dead Man's Hand Elixirs. Whiskey aged, bourbon soaked e-liquid.